Howdy, hi. It is Dear Job Sports WNBA picks and predictions for Saturday, August 16th, 2025. We're looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. Alright, first things first, got to recap. Not a bueno day in the WNBA. 5-8, bringing our season record to 269 and 255. I'm going to recap these games, then we'll get on to the one game for tomorrow. Why the WNBA decided to put one game on a Saturday, the weekend before college basketball starts, I don't know. You'd think you would cash in, but I guess not. All right, to recap. First game, we had the under 150.5. This one got close. It was Golden State Valkyries 90, Chicago Sky 59. I think I've seen the lowest point total in a half done here by Chicago. They scored 19 points in the second half of this game. 9 in the third quarter, 10 in the fourth quarter. This was actually a really good game at halftime. Halftime score was 42-40. Then the final score 90-59. Not enjoyable if you are a Chicago Sky fan. Although I'm not even sure if those exist anymore. Now that Angel Reese is injured, this team is horrible. Next game, we had the Mystics plus 8.5. You can forget the points. They won this game outright, 88-84. I have serious questions for Steph White. It's just all rotation based. Lexi Hall, I complained about her last game. I'm going to complain about her again. 35 minutes played. She played the most amount of minutes out of anyone on the Indiana Fever roster. She had 7 points, 5 rebounds, 3 of 8 from the field, 1 of 4 from deep. What is she doing on the court? She's not offering you anything defensively. Like, yeah, she might get a steal 2, maybe 3 times again if she plays 35 minutes. She's 6'1" and 150 pounds. She's not doing anything on defense. Meanwhile, you have Chloe Bibby on the bench, who is shooting on the year 42% from deep. She's listed as 6'2", 195 pounds. Put her in the game. You are going up against a Mystics team who is starting Steph Dolson. You've probably seen Steph Dolson. She is a big woman. You need size to beat this Mystics team. They are large. They have Kiki in the starting lineup. Dolson at center. Off the bench, they bring in Engsler. Off the bench, they bring in Lucy Olsen, who's small but agile. It's not going to work. You need size. Quit playing Lexi Hall for the love of God. Mystics win. Indiana Fever lose again. Indiana Fever, who do they have on the schedule coming up? Oof. They got some rough ones. They have the Sun. That should be a win. They then play the Lynx twice. The Storm, the Sparks, the Valkyries, the Mercury. That is a brutal schedule right there. Next game, we had the over 177.5 in the LA Sparks at the Dallas Wings. Surprise, surprise, another Sparks game goes over. Final score here, LA 97. The Wings 96. The Wings mounted a comeback in the fourth quarter, winning the fourth quarter 28-17. They did not have Arike Gumbawale. Surprise, Paige Beckers 29 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Maddie Segrist, 15, 3, and 2. JJ Quinterly, 11, 2, and 9. Lee Yu-Ru only played 8 minutes this game. Really confused as to her minute rotation. In her last 4 games, she's played 8 minutes, 26 minutes, 10 minutes, 17, and 17. I don't know why they don't use her more. She is an absolute unit. Then you had Isaiah James drop 10. Dallas tried, but it was no good. Sparks probably should have covered, but Rakia Jackson goes 5 of 17 from the field. Rakia's kind of got that Marina Mabry in her, where she'll just keep shooting. And eventually, you have to stop shooting because your team is actually putting the ball in the hoop, and you are not. So quit shooting, give the ball to Dearica Hamby, and move on. Next one was Azrae Stevens, points and rebounds over 20.5. She finishes the game with 22, 15 points, 7 rebounds. Got the job done. We'll take that. All right, then the last winner, it was another very close over-under call. We had the over 168.5. This game finishes at 169. thanks to a massive fourth quarter where the teams combined for 50 points. Final score here, Aces 86, Mercury 83. Story of the game, A'ja Wilson is indeed the GOAT. 30 points, 16 rebounds, almost another 30-20 game. This was a really good game back and forth basically the entire way. Looking at the box score, you're going to see Mercury. But what do they struggle with? Rebounding. They lose the rebound battle. They lose the turnover battle. If you do both of those things against arguably the greatest women basketball player of all time, you're probably not going to win the game. And they did not, as they lose by 3. All right, now we recap the real losers. There's a lot of them. First game, yes, I took the Sky plus 6.5. I really thought this was good at halftime. I was going to say something in the Discord, but I didn't because I knew the Valkyries would come out in the second half and just absolutely shit on them. And they did, as they won the game by 31, despite only being up 2 points at halftime. Chicago Sky have serious problems. Serious problems showing as though no one can shoot. Not a single person. Ariel Atkins, 3 of 10. Uzan, 2 of 7. Rachel Banham, 5 of 13. Van Lith, 1 of 6. Rebecca Allen, 1 of 6. Onyenwere, 0 of 2. Thankfully, I think they've realized Kia Nurse is horrible. They only played her 3 minutes this game. 3 minutes. So it looks like they've realized that she is probably the worst person on the roster. But this guy suck. I don't know why I took him. Actually, I do know why I took him. I'm never betting the Valkyries ever. So, that'll be fun. Next game, we had the under, 161.5, and the Fever and the Mystics. These teams were kind of hooping, I'm not going to lie. Mystics shoot 53% from the field. They also got to the line a ton. 22 of 26 to the free throws, compared to Indiana Fever going 11 of 16. The Fever can't score or play defense without Caitlin. Not that, look, Caitlin's not adding to their defense. But the Fever have a ton of injuries now. They don't play defense, period. And they can't shoot the ball. So they're not keeping themselves in game by scoring. Their defense isn't good enough to stop anyone. They got some serious roster questions, and I don't know what the answer is. Well, I do. It's Chloe Bibby playing in actual games. But, I mean, with the amount of injuries they got, it's tough. Caitlin's out. Lampert's out. McDonald's out. Colson's out. It's like, good Lord. You're kind of cooked. Next game, Sparks minus 4.5. They were covering this number the entire game. Literally the entire game. Largest lead for them was 16 points. 16. They win the game by 1 because they almost choked this thing away, to be honest with you. Leading the way for them, Kelsey Plum, 28, 3, and 5. You had Hamby, 20, 10, and 4. Azarae, 15, and 7. Julie Alleman dropped a double-double, 12, 4, and 10. The main problem was Rakia, 5 of 17, with 5 personal fouls, by the way. So that's not going to cut the cake when you're trying to cover 4.5. All right, then we had 2 player prop losers. Number 1, AT. We had her PRA over 32.5. She was close. She finishes with 30 on the dot. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. This game turned into the Satu Sabli show in the second half as she dropped 26 points, 5 and 4. So normally AT would be running the offense, but they just gave the ball to Satu basically every single time down the court. AT really didn't touch it that much. So that's the main reason why she didn't cover. Also, only 6 rebounds because the Aces couldn't miss. Another reason why she didn't grab the boards. Cardoso, we had her rebounds over 10.5. I think she finished with 4. Let me double check. I'm checking. Yeah, 29 minutes, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. It's tough to grab a lot of boards when the opposing team is shooting 52% from deep. Also, they shot 25 free throws. They only shot 56 shots the total game, so she only had the opportunity to grab. There was 28 rebounds up for grabs, that of which she only played 29 minutes of, and there's other people on the court. So when you're shooting 52% from deep and shooting that many free throws, there was just not enough rebounds to go around. Also, she was kind of in foul trouble. She played with 4 for basically the entire final quarter, so she couldn't really be too aggressive on the offensive boards. So the rebounds never stood a chance. All right, next game, we had the Dream minus 3. Now that I'm looking at this, every single dog covered besides the Sky. So you had 4 out of 5 dogs covered today, and three of them won outright. The only one that didn't win outright was the Wings. Wow, I just realized that. All right, we also lose the over 160.5. This over should have hit. 100% should have hit. The Storm just can't shoot free throws, and the Atlanta Dream went 2 of 13 from deep. 2 of 13. Atlanta, they win the rebound battle. They lose the turnover battle. Shout out to Skylar Diggins, dropping 21, 3, and 11. Seattle needed this win real bad. You had Sykes, didn't even play that well, 13 and 2. Neka Gumake, 16 and 8. Dominique Malonga was an absolute monster off the bench again, 12 points, 8 rebounds in just 18 minutes. Atlanta Dream kind of struggled from everywhere, to be honest. Too many turnovers, didn't shoot the ball well from deep, just no good. So they lose. Not fun. Then finally, we had the Mercury minus 4.5. Another instance, they just couldn't really get her done when it needed to. This game, back and forth the entire way. The Aces' biggest lead was 10. The Mercury's biggest lead was 7. This was just a really good basketball game. I watched probably 5 minutes of this. Reminded me of playoff atmosphere basketball. Both teams were into it. Asia Wilson looked like she was ready to rip somebody's skull off. 30 points, 16 rebounds. Chelsea Gray scored 16, had 9 assists. Jewel Lloyd had 10 off the bench. Jackie had 17 in the starting lineup. Then in Mercury, you had AT, 15, 6, and 9. Satu dropped 26. Kalia Copper, 15. Dewana Bonner, 12. This is just a really good game. We're on the wrong side of it. Aces, get her done. All right, that's the recap. That was way too much goddamn talking. Let's get on to the only game for tomorrow, because the WNBA are dumb. All right, the only game of the day. I'm going to take the Liberty on the road, plus 1.5. I'm going to rock the over, 165.5. Here we go again. We literally just saw these teams play. This is the first of a home and home. So the Lynx play at home today. Then I think on Monday night, we get the Liberty playing at home against the Lynx. Liberty 21-12 on the year. They just lost a road game to the Aces by 6. Not going to really read into that too much, though. That was on a back-to-back where they had to travel from the Sparks to Las Vegas, play 2 days in a row. I thought they played okay. It was just Sabrina shooting the ball way too many times. I don't get what this coaching staff is telling her. You have Emma Mieseman, you have Jonquel Jones, you have Natasha Cloud, and you have Leona Fibic. Those are 4 players who I am putting in the same category as you. I would actually put Emma Mieseman and Jonquel above, a tier quality above Sabrina. It would go Emma, Jonquel, then Sabrina, then Natasha Cloud, then Fibic. Why they are allowing Sabrina to shoot the ball 15 to 20 times a game now that Stewie's not here, I don't know. Well, all they got to do is tell her to quit shooting it, give it to your teammates who are better than you, and you can win this game. They did just lose this Lynx team at home by 12. I think they're going to be motivated. They're not going to want to lose back-to-back games against a team without Nafisa Collier. So I think they get her done. Lynx 27-5 on the year. They've won 5 games in a row. Interesting note, they have won all of their games without Fee, besides the first one they played the entire thing without her against the Mystics in DC. I still think they're punching a little bit above their weight class here, considering they don't have her. You're relying a lot on Kayla McBride, Courtney Williams, and Alana Smith. Also, Dejanay Carrington just got added. She's honestly adding a decent amount of an offensive factor to her team. Clearly, her defense is why they picked her up, but she's averaging 12 points a game with the Lynx, which she was not doing in Dallas. So they're getting the most out of her, but I'm going to fade them here. They're due for a loss. This Liberty team can beat anyone in the league if they're on. So I'll take them on the road. Saturday game, 2 o'clock spot, primetime TV. Give me the Liberty. Give me the over. All right, now we got 2 player props. First one, I'm going to take who I think is the best player on the New York Liberty. Give me Emma Mieseman, PRA over 24.5. The last time I took Emma Mieseman, we got screwed because Sabrina just went into fuck you mode. I'm going to shoot the ball 20 times. But hopefully, she doesn't do that again. I hope Sandy will actually tell her no. Emma's the best player on their team. She has hit this number in 3 out of her last 4 games. I don't really think the Lynx have anyone to stop her down low. Normally, it would be Fee guarding her. She's not there right now. So you're going to have a mix of Bridget Carlton and Jessica Shepard / Alana Smith all switching around down there, trying to guard Emma. I don't think any of them can do it. Emma's the best player currently I see on this team, so I'm going to take her, PRA, over. Next one for the Lynx, give me Kayla McBride, points and assists over 18.5. She's been one of the main scoring options without Fee on the court. It's really just her, Courtney. You could argue Alana Smith from time to time. Having Dejanay Carrington on the team opens her up. It actually spreads the court out. Dejanay's very good at driving, putting her head down, just getting to the hole. That opens up Kayla, dish it out wide. She hits the three. She's hit this number in 4 out of her last 5 games. She hit it the last time she played this New York team. She had 18 points straight up. So she might be able to hit this number just in points if she's playing well. Give me Kayla, points and assists, over 18.5. All right, that is going to do it for me in this video. Hopefully today I don't get my ass kicked in, but we'll find out. All right, appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.